Tonight we are looking at Glendronach Ode to the Valley, the last part of a 3-part series with the new Glendronach Master of Anthology, and I'm quite excited to giving this one a nosing and tasting. I did the Ode to the Dark, Ode to the Ambers, and tonight the final edition, Ode to the Valley, 46.2% ABV, natural color. It is a maturation of ex-sherry cask and ex-port cask. And I can tell you, when you pour yourself a wheat dram, that's the first thing that I picked up, that lovely, light, sweet port wine. So I cannot wait to giving this one a nosing and tasting. And of course, afterwards, I will do a quick comparison. I did pour all 3 of them, and which one is going to be the one that I will keep on buying. Now, all 3 in their own way was absolutely fantastic. All the controversy surrounding the chill filtration pushed aside, and I was quite excited to giving all a nosing and tasting. And you will find the end card, and if you want to go look at more of this reviews. So on the nose on this one, color wise, it is natural color. There seems to be a little bit of a viscosity for me on this one. There's the legs, it seems to take some time to form, and once they start forming, it's like a slow legs going down. So a little bit of a stickiness, a little bit of a port stickiness perhaps. But on the nose, cheers. It is lovely. Now, the same with the ambers. There's a little bit of a youthful note. And that one was also high ABV, I think it was 48 point something. So this one is the lowest in ABV, if I remember correctly. But it is lovely. That sweetness is there. You get that raisiny notes. You get a little bit of a chocolate note, but not an intense chocolate. Just in the background, you get that note of maybe a sweet chocolate, more maybe a 50% cacao chocolate. So there's a sweetness in that. I get a little bit of that port is definitely shining through. It's more port than sherry for me. The sweetness is quite pleasant, but it's not like the Pedro Ximénez. Sometimes it's a little bit too much sweetness. This one is at the perfect level. But like I said, if you do agitate it a little bit and you stick your nose in and it didn't have time to settle down, you get that little bit of a nail polish remover, a little acetone note. No age statement whiskey, cost around maybe 70 euros, a little bit less if you pay in pounds, but more or less think about 70 you're going to pay for it. Well, let me know how much you pay for it. It is lovely and definitely something that I would recommend. Taste wise, cheers. Wow, much sweeter on the taste than the nose suggested. There's that oiliness, that little stickiness. It just covers your whole mouth. If you take a handful of raisins, sweet raisins, and you chew it, and that liquid that eventually covers your mouth, similar to that. Oh, it is lovely. There's a hint of oak. Just right at the back. Once you're done in the finish, you get that little oaky sweetness that just lingers in the mouth. One more try. Cheers. Wow. It reminds me a little bit when I did some experiments with whiskies many years ago. I did like that sweet whiskies. I did like the sherried whiskies. and I used to buy a cheapish whiskey, a whiskey that is not much flavor, ex-bourbon, and I would take that and I would add my own Pedro Ximénez sherry or a normal sherry or a little bit of Oloroso sherry or port, and I make a little bit of a mixture until it's the perfect level for me. Now that's what I get. It's a perfect level for me. Would have loved to see this at the age statement, maybe a 10-year-old. I think it's going to be fantastic. And it gets sweeter on the nose now. It seems like when you give it a little bit of time in a glass, that little bit of a volatility of the alcohol seems to escape. Wow, and you are left with that lovely sweetness. From nose to taste, absolutely a fantastic whiskey. Now, it is a little bit expensive. 70 euros for now age statement whiskey. I think it's a little bit too much for this bottle. But it is 46.2% ABV. It is natural color. No idea about the chill filtration. I'm not going to go into that politics. This is not the video for that. But nose-wise and taste-wise, I really enjoy it. One more try. It's an easy sipper. Not going to add water to it. If you want to add water, put your water in, drop it at time, make sure that you don't overwater it. Now I already poured the other two as well. This is the Out to the Dark, and definitely much darker than the Valley. If I put the two together, so you can see quite the difference. And of course the Embers, Out to the Embers, is also a little bit less. If I put the Embers next to the Valley, you'll see the Embers and Valley is quite similar in color. Now I am going to do a quick one, Out to the Dark. My word, it is lovely. Think about that port cask, that sherry cask from the Valley, and you dial it up a couple of notches and you get a deep, dark fruit, that dried fruit component that comes out. Now the Embers, I'm going to try that last. Of course, it's a little sherry mixed with that smoke, a little peat, and it is definitely there. It reminds me a little bit of a little rubbery note that I pick up now. That this is definitely for somebody that is, well, haven't tried peated whiskies, heard about it, if I want to give it a try, don't jump in with the Lefroys or the Ardbegs. I think sometimes it can be a little bit too much. But for this one, it's really nice. It's light, it's a friendly peat. Compare that, of course, to the Valley. Completely different. I get a little bit of a apricot now. I also get a little bit of a peach note, a dried peach note. Sometimes you get a little funkiness from a peach, that dried peach. Oh, some vanillas also appearing now. Absolutely fantastic. Now, between the Out to the Dark and the Valley, cheers. Oh, that sip was way too small. Wow, that is really nice. The Valley, cheers. Oh, this is going to be very difficult to pick the winner between these ones. They all have their own character, their own loveliness, their own sweetness. Let's do a little bit Embers. Cheers. Oh my dear. You get more of the smoke on the taste. That sweetness of the oak, that sweetness of the fruit, And when you get that little peat note that just lingers after it's gone, there's a little bit of a peaty note in the end. Absolutely fantastic. Now, they are all the same price. And if I really have to pick one, I think every day might be different. If it's a cold day outside, I would definitely go for the Ode to the Dark. That Pedro Ximénez Sherry is definitely something that speaks to me. But all of them are fantastic. And if I really have to choose one, it's going to be between the Ode to the Dark and the Ode to the Valley. And I think, I think the Ode to the Dark is definitely more to my palate. But on a nice day, maybe not so cold, I will add the Ode to the Valley. And the ambers, if I want to give an opportunity for a whiskey drinker that has never tried a peated whiskey, maybe the only ones that they tried was the Johnnie Walker Black Label with a wee bit of a peat, I would then suggest them this one, ease them into the peated whiskey, and I think they will enjoy it. So that's me copping out on picking the favorite one. They're all fantastic whiskey. Well done to Glendronach. You have a new fan. Well, I was a fan, wasn't a fan, definitely back on the saddle. I do like your whiskey. So thank you very much for watching. And of course, as usual, please remember to like, share and subscribe. It's every tick and every subscriber is most welcome to my channel. All comments will be answered. And see you next time. Cheers.